All right, testing 1, 2, or should I say testing 1, 2. What's up, everybody? It's DJ Lavish, aka Juan Summit, and I am back for episode number 2. Episode 1 is out there. It reminded me a lot of my first ever DJ gig where everything was chaotic and I didn't know what any of this stuff was and I was scared. But thank you guys for being back here for episode number 2. And I wanted to start off episode 2 with a video that just kind of randomly popped up on my newsfeed recently. And it was of 2 DJs. One of them looked familiar, the other one not so much. But I look forward to tuning into his podcast just to kind of learn more about who he is. But not exactly sure why algorithm's doing this, but show me some older podcasts. Maybe it's a sign for the Black T-shirt podcast to get involved with these guys. But this DJ that was familiar to me, his handle on Instagram is creative. It's my favorite DJ. His name's Conflict. And he was talking about opening DJs and headlining DJs. And the subject of it was DJs who leave as soon as the headliner goes on. Or if they're not headlining and you guys are going back to back, the DJ just dips out of there. So I want to play this video first and then I want to speak about it.
There are times where the opener or the DJ I'm playing with, regardless, it might not be an opener. It depends on the hours, the set time, whatever. But they will leave. Like I get on. It's like, I'm being flown into your city and making 2, 3, 4, 5 times your base pay. And you don't have a little curiosity as to how I managed to make that happen for myself.
Yeah.
And they just bounce. They go, hey, man, good night. I go, oh, you're going somewhere else to work? It's like, no, I'm going home. Okay, well.
That's crazy.
See ya. I don't understand it.
That's crazy.
I'm not criticizing it. I'm not saying there's one good way and one bad way. To me, it makes no sense.
Okay, guys, so that was DJ Conflict, who is one of the most articulate DJs to speak into a microphone, which makes my job a lot harder because I am definitely not as articulate. However, he said he's, not judging or critiquing, which makes it a little bit more comfortable for guys like me to grab a microphone and speak their minds. So as a DJ who primarily focuses on that opening DJ slot, I can say with 100% conviction that I do not have that goal to become that traveling headlining DJ. That's never really been a goal that I wake up in the morning and I say, I have to do this, I got to work towards this. That's not where my priorities lie. Now, that doesn't mean that I couldn't learn something from those DJs by sticking around. And for me, I've always stuck around for at least an hour after the headliner takes over. So I'm from Boston, where the headliner usually goes on around 12, the club closes at 2, and my ass is on the road by 1 a.m. So in my early 20s, it was a little different of a situation because I was opening up at these clubs and I was sticking around, and then I would realize, and actually I was kind of learning certain things in this process where I was watching some altercations happen in the club, and then I was also watching the clubs get out at 2, which made a dangerous situation where thousands of people were out on the street, and anyone who had that altercation in the club, they went reaching for the solution in their cars. And because of this, that was exciting and everything. When you're younger, you don't really realize the danger in that. So I would just grab my camera phone, I would record, and I'd be like, all right, this is going on Snapchat and I'm going to get some engagement. And I don't really care who watches it or how it makes them feel. I'm just going to put it out there. Now in my 30s, I feel like I have a lot more in my personal life to lose. So it's just more safe for me to just bounce before 2 a.m. But if you're one of those opening DJs that uses the opening DJ slot as like a stepping stone to become that headliner, I would honestly suggest rub elbows with that headlining DJ as much as you possibly can. But there's guys like me that don't really care to be that. In business, I learned there's multiple ways to get to 10, right? You can add 5 to 5, you can add 2 to 8, you can add 7 to 3, 3 to 7, you get it. There's so many different ways that I can make 4 times the opening DJ salary, in which I have. My mountaintop really is DJ full-time, which I do, and use my lucrative DJ income as a down payment for a house, which I did, and I'm just so grateful here. that I have this house that I can actually just speak to you guys in. You know, I'm one of those DJs that I'm at that level where I just don't give a shit anymore. I'm willing to help you get to whatever those goals are. And I also want some of those headlining DJs to know there's guys like me that exist who don't really care for that. And there seems to be a lot of DJs out there that think that it's disrespectful to the headliner to leave before the club closes. And I'm just looking forward to continuously, as an opening DJ, disrespect the fuck out of you guys, because it's not just going home to me. It is a lot more than that. I want to get home safe to my family. And if that comes off as disrespectful, then I am happy to disrespect y'all. But I love y'all. Know where it's coming from. It really is coming from my heart.